I am the primary care team physician for the UCLA women's soccer team. I have been in that role since August of 2018, which is when I joined the faculty at UCLA. And I provide continuity care for those student athletes over the year. I also provide sideline medical coverage for their home games alongside one of our orthopedic surgeons at UCLA. And with my training, both in family medicine as well as a primary care sports medicine fellowship, can take care of anything from colds and COVID to musculoskeletal injuries, such as ankle sprains or shoulder injuries or knee injuries that can occur on the sideline or on the field, injuries that occur on the field. It was a really incredible year. So the team made it into the playoffs. We hosted the first 4 rounds all at home, played some really challenging games, and the team overcame, one game where they went into double overtime and won in penalty kicks, which was really, that was a hard game for them, but they came out and won. And so I think that instilled a lot of confidence. They went into the semifinals in North Carolina. So the team got there on Tuesday. I joined them on Friday right before the game. A lot of great energy and just a really exciting 3-0 win against Alabama. And then it was, some celebrations, but then back to practices, but also the coaches have instilled a very fun and supportive culture. So there was, a game night on Saturday night with Jeopardy and team meals, and in addition to practices. And then they went into the game on Monday, ready to bring home a national championship, which has been a goal for some of these members of the team for 5 years now. And it was, even though we were down 2-0 once they scored that first goal, I think it reminded them of how much they can do when they work together. And this is a team that multiple times has said how much they love playing together, how much they love and trust their teammates. And I think you saw how important that can be when they were then able to tie the game and then ultimately win in overtime. And just the sheer joy, passion, and excitement of the team was incredible to watch from the sidelines, and I felt very lucky to be there for it. I think a lot of the credit for that goes to our athletic trainer, Nikki Briones. She has been with the team since July of 2021 and is hands down, she helps keep that team in the condition that they're in. They also have a really excellent athletic performance, strength and conditioning coach, Paige Schober, who has done a remarkable job with them. And then you have the 3 coaches and our volunteer assistant coach, who the health and well-being of the student athletes is just as important as how well they're playing. So I think that emphasis on making sure that they are well from all perspectives, so physically well, mentally well, healthy, if they have any chronic medical conditions, that those are taken care of. A very holistic approach helped sustain them through the season. We had some injuries that took people out for a while and they were able to come back. We had some injuries that unfortunately did end some people's seasons, but they get injured and like the next day they're in with Nikki being like, okay, what's the next thing that I do to get back on the field and contributing to the team? So it wouldn't be possible without what our amazing athletic trainers, strength and conditioning coaches, dietitians, everybody does to keep them healthy. Some of the players I've known since they were freshmen. And so I've seen them over the course, because they had an extra year with COVID. I've watched them, grow up in some ways and have taken care of when they've had colds, or if they've had various sprains or other challenges. And so that has, over time, that's built up a lot of trust. And so I think having a healthcare provider that you can trust and feel comfortable talking with, like the providers at LuskinOIC, develop that rapport with their patients, that trust does a lot. And so they're willing to come to you and ask questions and say, this has been going on. I'm not sure if this is normal or if this is not normal. Can you help me figure it out? So being able to develop that trusting relationship with the student athletes is the same as with any patient that we see in the regular outpatient clinic. So I think, there's a lot of focus of what you do on the field to be a better athlete. But I think equally important is what you do off of the field. And so making sure that you're getting sleep, that you are taking days off, especially if you're, say, a youth athlete and you're playing on a bunch of different teams, your club soccer team, your school soccer team, and you have your soccer coach, making sure that people are getting rest days over the course of the week. So that recovery is just as important as all of the training. The sleep, the nutrition, so making sure that you are fueling your body to support the activities that you're doing is also incredibly important. So sleep, recovery, nutrition, and then making sure that you take care of your mental health as well. So checking in and making sure that if you're feeling anxious or worried about something, that you talk with someone about that. Or if you're feeling like, oh, I keep getting sick, like, why do I always keep getting sick? You go talk to your doctor about that, because maybe something is going on. And so paying as much attention to what you do off of the field can help you be an even better athlete on the field. Two that come to mind often for especially women's soccer, one is just sort of automatically ACL injuries. We know that women tear their ACLs at higher rates than men, and this young population is definitely more vulnerable. So engaging in strengthening programs, neuromuscular programs, making sure that biomechanics are really good, sort of engaging in injury prevention programs before anything happens can be really great. And then the other thing we see a lot of are just even like ankle sprains. So making sure that if you do sprain an ankle, you take the time to adequately rehab it, you're consistent with those exercises, just because those can then become sort of recurrent and nagging injuries. I think any chance you get to shadow or participate in any coverage is really, really good. So it gives you the chance to see what it's really like from that medical side with regards to the coverage. So getting involved with doing, say, coverage for like the Los Angeles Marathon or a local triathlon where, they need providers that can give you experience with sort of those mass coverage events, and then finding a mentor in the field. So finding an athletic trainer, say like Summer, and saying, hey, I'm really interested in this. Are there any shadowing opportunities? So finding ways to connect with people who are in the field. And then that oftentimes can open some doors for shadowing experiences or joining in on research projects. And then you find out if that field is something that you really love. And then when you do that and you find that specialty that's like, I could do this like every Friday night. It's really gratifying. And so seeing that sort of light bulb click for other people when they find that specialty or that area of medicine that they really enjoy, that comes with trying out lots of different things and asking people about what they do and getting involved.